Hello and welcome back to Railroads Online. Uh, as of this post, I did do some looking and I did lose a um, video. That video was supposed to go in between the building of the yard and the testing of the yard episodes for this yard here. Um, Nothing I can do about it. I mistook it for a video that I no longer needed and it got deleted. That's on me. This weekend, this last weekend was a total disaster with the frustrations of the editing software and all of that good stuff. So, today we're going to be taking this lone stake car and the train that we brought back in the last episode. We're going to be taking that and splitting it up and putting it into separate trains. Um, we are also going to be going up to the high station. This is just something that needs to be done first. We're going to go up to the top station and send the box cars down the line so they can come down here and be loaded up. And I want to see, since they are so close, if we cannot use the gravity line to just bring them right into the inbound yard. If we can do that, I may just add in a another set of um, another set of sightings specifically for the gravity trains. So let's go ahead and get the Montezuma here moved out and turned around so that we can start picking up the train that we need to move. Now, in our last episode, just as a little bit of fun, we sent that log train uh, over the hump just to see if the Montezuma could do it, and it thoroughly amazed me that the Montezuma was able to move that train up over the the grade. Now, the reason it amazed me is because this locomotive cannot manage six cars up up a 1% grade when they're fully loaded. So I was under the impression that it would not be able to move those 30 cars up that hill at all. Now, I have since replaced um, all of those cars into three trains on the southbound outbound yard. So the outbound yard for southbound traffic is currently full. We're not going to worry too much about that. We can take those. Uh, we can take those and get those loaded back up and bring them back in here to the inbound and just build a train out of them just as they sit. We can do that specifically for the log train because uh, we know how much we need to have to fill up the sawmill. Now, I do believe I need another 5 cars, so we may end up. No, that is to say, I need another 5 cars to fully stock both inbound and outbound on the sawmill, so we may end up buying those at a later date. Or we may just go with what we've got because it takes long enough to get them. Uh, it takes long enough to get it loaded up, get the sawmill loaded anyway. So that's kind of a future me problem. kind of like the end of every episode, right? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take this one. Now I'm going to utilize the runaround on or for the cabooses. I'm going to utilize that. We just needed to be able to move this car with us to get the other train. If I'm not mistaken, it's over here loaded up. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to need to utilize the runaround for it so that we can make that happen. Which tells me I need to be switching this one and this one and this one. And we should be good. We should just need the one switch up here. So that one, we just need to set it. So you can kind of start to see how this game is getting just a little bit complex for just one person. So there's a pretty good chance that I may be opening up invitations for multiplayer sessions to subscribers both here and on Patreon in the not too distant future. I may also invite a couple of my friends to help me manage this line if I don't do that right away. But yeah, this map is starting to get a little bit complicated in terms of, you know, what all needs to be done to make everything work. So we're just going to put this single car over here in the runaround line, and I'm going to stop it right there and unhook it. And thankfully, all this stuff is on. All of this stuff is. Oops, we don't want to do that. All this rail line or all this yardage is on flat ground, so I don't need to put the brakes on much of anything, except for when I need to stop. Now, at present, we do not have a spare caboose for this third train that we're going to be building. The caboose that you're going to see that is over here, that caboose is going to be going into, and I probably should have picked that up first, but I'll get it later. This caboose that's over here in the siding, that is going to be on the loaded train, and we're going to put the loaded train in the outbound yard after we take care of these empties. But we're going to send the empties over the hump as if we were making another train, because ultimately, whoops, go the correct direction here. Ultimately, what we want to do is get 20 of each. Now, I've already got a fully loaded train sitting over in the outbound waiting to go. However, at the moment, we don't particularly need to take that. I went ahead and bought another gondola for up at the ore mine, and the ore mine is still fairly well loaded, so we should be okay on that front. Okay, let's see. We're on the runaround. That's good. Okay. So we're good. But yeah, for right now, the ore mine is fairly well taken care of. We don't need to worry about it. As far as the cattle station and I'm going to turn my headset volume down here. As far as the cattle station and the farm, those are not quite so well taken care of at the moment. So we can leave all this alone. We can bring the box cars down here, get them loaded up, and send them back up the line. Now the one drawback to using the in single player anyway, to using the gravity line is that I still have to bring the locomotive down on its own instead of having the having a second engineer bring it down as I am writing the gravity line. Whoa, don't go too fast. We definitely don't need another derailment. Yeah, what I was saying is, a second engineer could bring the locomotive down while I'm riding the gravity train down, or vice versa. Uh, Whereas doing that with just a single player, it's going to take about twice as long. So I will end up cutting that bit out. Okay, so that's what we want. Now, I'm going to bring this up just like we did um, in the last episode. I'm going to bring this right up to the hill, and we're going to uncouple all of these cars. But instead of trying to switch them on the fly, we're just going to dump them in. As a matter of fact, we're not even going to go that far. We're just going to use the bypass line, and we're going to put them right into a siding. Since they're already all in line, that's kind of a easier way of going about doing this. And there's no rule in the book that says we can't. Now, what I could do for situations like this, like I said, we need some rolling stock storage for empties like this that do not currently have jobs. So what I could end up doing is on either side of the hump, like on this line here where everything's just stock straight, or over there where we've got plenty of room to put sidings in, I could actually put in storage yard. And run a three-way switch off of this little sorting yard right here. This first switch we could actually convert over to a three-way and put sidings in over on that side as well to just kind of make a little bit of a holding yard. That's the word I'm looking for. Storage, holding, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just gonna, for right now, this is just gonna do double duty. That's all I've really got planned for this right now. It's just a sorting yard. But since we don't have enough rolling stock to really populate anything, we're going to use it as storage as well for the time being, until this gets to the full 20 cars that we need, and I think we're only a few shy. So let's just put that all the way up at the bumper stop. I mean, it kind of is, but a few more inches ain't going to hurt. Okay, and they should stay there. Maybe bounce a little bit, but they should stay there. So we're going to run back real quick, and we're going to get that caboose and pull it out onto the runaround, so that we have our or we're going to pull it out. Yeah, we're going to pull it out on the runaround, go and put it in a siding, so that we actually have the beginnings of another train. And I will be back when I get to that point. Okay, so we're coming back up here to this runaround, and like I said, I should have probably have done this when I was swapping around that flat car. And you know, hindsight being 2020, I'm kind of an idiot anyway, so it didn't happen the way it should have. But it's no big deal. We're here now. We can go ahead and grab it and head on back over to the train that's already loaded and ready to be put in outbound. The goal for what we're doing today is to get some more state cars so we can make up 2 full trains of 20 cars and have them both loaded identical. But this is going to be the last time we actually load these trains, or preload these trains, because because of two reasons. One, the iron ore mine is already loaded. It's already pretty well full, so it won't take another full load without buying some more iron ore cars. And second is we can go from the central depot here to the sawmill, pick up our load, and head out from there. So we do not need to bring loaded consist back. I was only doing that because it was on the way and because it was we were in the process of filling everything up. Now, however, we need to have, or once we get those cars bought and put into a train, we're also going to get another caboose to go with it. And this caboose here is going to be the only one like it because you actually have to take that lamp out from the outside. We're going to be getting the other kind, which you're going to see on this other train. We're not going to get the little way car that doesn't have the crow's nest or the cupola, as the case may be. We are just going to be going with that. Go the correct direction here. We are just going to be going with that other kind so that we can get, if we need to get the top lamp out, we can do so from the inside of the caboose and not have to try and climb up on top of it. Our next order of business will be actually to be buying more of both. I'm going to sneeze here in a second. Oh, gotta love allergies. Weather's changing, everything. All that snow we got over the weekend is melting, and just driving me crazy. Yeah, we're gonna get a couple of more iron ore cars and some more box cars. We're gonna need the box cars later on. What in the world am I doing? Well, I tell you what, I sneezed the process of getting over onto that runaround just completely out of my mind. Oh. So after the whole plan, now let me just get my train of thought back online here. Ha ha ha. The whole plan. This episode, we're going to try and get more toward our goal of another 20 state cars. We've already got a good number of them sitting in the sorting yard. We just need a few more of them to make an even 20. And then we're going to try and get a few more iron ore cars. And Uh, we're going to get a few more boxcars as well. That's the overall plan now that I don't have to sneeze. That's gonna, man, it has been a week, I'm telling you. Uh, Man, it ain't even Thursday yet. But, okay, that one's right. That one's right. And those are right. Okay. So we want to put this one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, let's put this one here. There we go. Okay. So yeah, that's the overall plan. We're gonna be building up our rake of. We're gonna be building up our stock of state cars. Say that one 5 times fast. You end up saying sock of state. No, we're gonna be building up our stock of state cars, and we're gonna try and get some more box cars so that we can actually have some stuff to haul goods out of. God's green earth is this one going? Okay, so that we can actually haul goods out of the smelter, or not the smelter, the ironworks. So if I'm not mistaken, the ironworks produces goods. Yes, that box down there at the very bottom in the goods out section, that is goods, and those can go in the box cars. So we actually do need more box cars overall. Now, because I did end up deleting that video by accident. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of full disclosure here. We do have 6 iron ore cars now that are loaded and ready to go. My aim before we start to take anything up to the iron ore mine is to have a minimum of 25 cars. And we will be purchasing a locomotive to go up there specifically to carry the additional car, or specifically to carry that train. So it will be a dedicated locomotive for that line. Just like the Montezuma here is dedicated switcher locomotive for down here at the sorting yard. And Pete, I believe it's Pete or Lucky, one of the two, is dedicated to switching duties at the meatpacking plant. Okay, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you the difference here. We explored this early on, but you cannot get up and take this lamp out of this caboose from the inside. But you can in this one. This is going to be the one that we get more often. This is going to be the one we get from now on. So, now that this is taken care of, I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab these cars here, this rake of cars here, and I'm going to put them in the siding next to us. This is a rake of 10 cars that have got planks on it that we can put right in with this rake here to make a complete train. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick, and I will get back with you guys once everything is put together, because I doubt you guys can see very much right now. Okay, so it's getting a little bit lighter out, so I can go ahead and jump back in here. We're still in the process of putting these cars into the full train that we've got ready to go up the mountain. Uh, but that said, that's also the last thing that we've got to do here before we go and take those box cars and run them back down the hill. So yeah, I think I'll have to do a count before I get some more of the state cars, but I think we're pretty close to having them all. I think we're only about 9 away. Uh, but this will this will give us plenty of room to work once the ore mine is completely filled. Once we have that filled and ready to go, we won't need to load these up near as much to maintain. Uh, but that's not to say that we won't occasionally need a full rake like what we're putting together here. So we're just coming up here. I'm pretty sure this sighting in specific will carry this train. And yeah, we're in. Okay. Now, when we go bonk, when we go to build longer trains, see this is only for this train here is for one place. Um, when we go start building longer consists, we'll need to utilize more sightings per the yard. So say we've got this one line going all the way up to the iron ore mine, but we've also got a rake of cars that needs to go to the coal mine or to the ironworks. We'll have to add those in too. Now we can have or we can bring the full loads back, but that's kind of a wasted motion when you stop and think about it, because the we go right by the sawmill anyway. So why bother bringing loaded cars back to just take them right by where we already loaded them up, instead of having the the train stop and load them up there. But I do see where that could be a problem, especially if we're trying to keep the main line clear uh, in respect to multiplayer sessions where we've got multiple trains running at the same time. We'll want to keep we'll want to at least keep the main line clear enough that we can keep the trains moving. We won't have to wait on one guy to load up his train versus having the train take up a couple extra spaces in the outbound. So you can see here that we've got, I've got this sign, leave the center line clear, like I said in my last episode. And the whole reason is for this right here. If we didn't have a clear line, we wouldn't be able to get through here right now. Now, that kind of goes without saying. It's kind of obvious we wouldn't be able to get through if we didn't have a clear line. But that's not exactly a well-established rule of thumb, even on real, uh, even on real um, railroads. You can block up a yard if you're not paying attention, and it would be real easy to do it. But as long as we have that center line clear, we can get in and out of that. I mean, we could even have the dock, the depot dock line clear, like we do now, and have the center line blocked up. But you know, it would just be maybe a little bit safer for those on the dock in real life to have the center line open, and it would be a little bit, you could run a little bit faster uh, with the locomotives with that center line open. So we're going to go ahead and put the Montezuma away, and we're going to bring out, actually we're not going to bring out another locomotive. We're going to go up to the main, or to the top station, and we're going to bring those boxcars down here to get them loaded up and taken back up to the top station so that we can unload them at the farm. And we'll probably do that a couple of times. It just depends on how long it takes. Right now we're already looking at 40 minutes for this episode. Whoops, I wasn't exactly lined up there, was I? We're already looking at 40 minutes for this episode just in the record time. And I'm wanting to shorten these episodes up just a little bit so that I can get multiple recordings done in a day. But yeah, it's really not too big of a deal either way we go about it. So I'm going to run up here real quick. I really do need to put it. Oh, I do have a telegraph office over here. But we need a locomotive. So we're going to come over here and we're going to get, I believe it's Clyde. We're going to get, yeah. We're going to grab Clyde and we're going to take those boxcars out of that siding and bring them around. And with any luck, well, alright, looking at the water level, we're going to go ahead and cut right here, and I will, I'll get this locomotive fueled up and ready to run, and I will be right back. Alrighty, we are back, and I'm just going to look here real quick, see what we need to do to get everything ready. Now, we do need one of the way cars to grab, or to take this down first. So, we will, well, we don't need it, put my fingers in the right spots here, and maybe I won't back out of that view. We don't need it first, but we do need to pick one up. So I am going to get the I'm going to get the line set so that we bring it out on this inside line here, and then I'm going to grab one of the way cars and put it in the front, or I'm going to put it out on the line so that we can just bumper up to it and go. Now, doing that, we'll actually have to come back this direction and run around, but that's not that big of a deal. It's a little bit of a wasted movement, but it kills two birds with one stone. We get the way car out already in line. We don't have to do more than we need to with it. And we only need one. So I'm going to try, and I did crash stop it there. I'm going to try to only couple one. They're pretty close together here. Very close. Okay. So they're really close together. Okay. So if I'd have hit that too hard, we'd have been having to jump out and grab and uncouple both of them. These are, in my opinion, just a little bit different than the cabooses in terms of the sorting yard. Um, in specific, that uh, they are designated for the gravity lines, which means they have to go up the hill with the box cars or the stock cars when we send those down to the meat packing plant. Um, yep. So we can treat them like actual consist instead of like a caboose, I would imagine. Okay. So we are past that switch. Just switch it to that line. That over, that over. That's that's all right. I'm just getting all my switches set here ahead of time because we're going to need to. Yeah, we're good. And then we want that one and that one. All right. So that's good. So now we can just run straight back and then straight back over here. But yeah, we can treat the way cars like standard rolling stock in terms of the sorting yard. If they've got to go up the hill, then they can be uh, sorted into that train, or they could be put, back like what we're going to do here when we get it down the line. They could be put in between the train or the consist and the caboose, or at the opposite end with the locomotive. They are not used anywhere else except for the gravity lines, so we really don't have a whole lot of need for specialized storage for them, so long as they end up back where they belong. And we'll get another in time. We will get another way car to accompany the iron ore cars up and down their respective gravity line. Alrighty, so we are coming up here, and I would like to get, like I said, I'd like to get some more box cars to bring up here. But the plain and simple matter of it is that we don't particularly need more to come up here specifically. We just need to have loads that are ready to go up here. So we need, one load that's ready to go to be loaded up here. We need empties down in the valley. I don't know of any other place in this map that calls for water, so that's a pretty exclusive thing up here. So that's all well and good. We've got well more than we need. Uh, but we need easily 4 times the amount of boxcars that we have right now. So if I'm not mistaken, the brake is on this caboose. So, yep, okay. We go ahead and take it. Now this is 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. We need easily another 14, 16 cars. Other direction. I'm nuts. So we need easily 4 times what we've got right here just for the sake of the trains that we're going to be hauling in the valley. And not all of them have to, not all of the trains have to be specifically for the seed here. They just have to be ready to be sorted into a consist that will... Boy, that moved. I could swear I put it just down here. I'm glad it didn't go far. They'll just need to be sorted into a consist ready to go where they need to go. But that said, we need a lot of them. Depending, of course, on how much output the Ironworks does, which is 100 units. So we'd need, at least 20 to start with. I don't know how much we would actually need without knowing how many units of goods fit in these boxcars right off the top of my head. It's kind of the same conundrum that we had with the iron ore mine, where we knew roughly how much water we could haul with those cars because they don't haul anything else. We did not, however, know how much the ore cars or the gondolas would haul, because they could haul multiple other cargoes, just like these box cars can. So we don't know how much they can hold. Assuming that it is like the seed pallets, which these can hold, I think, 14 pallets apiece. Assuming it's that, or assuming it's reminiscent of that, we can get away with fewer than what I'm thinking we need. But that said, I don't know. It would be fantastic if we could get away with 50 boxcars at most. It would be equally fantastic if we could get away with 20 boxcars at most down in the valley. But like with the... There we go. Like with the ore cars, the gondolas, I just don't know what is what we have. Um, we don't want to do that. I don't know what the capacity is on those box cars. So we're going to try and get this brought down at the very minimum between these two switches here. Between these two switches right here. At the very minimum, that's where we're shooting for. At maximum, we can't go any further than this offloading area with by the meat packing plant. Oh, geez. And that needs iron ore. Oh, boy, that's going to be fun. Oh, boy, is that going to be fun. Is that iron ore or is that coal? It's coal. Okay. That had me worried. Where am I at here? There I'm at. Okay. So once we get this moving and we get it set off down the line, I'm going to stop Clyde here, and we're going to speed run our way up to the way car. Just make sure all my switches are set real quick, and they are. Fantastic. And we're just going to jump up here. We're going to actually, whoa, I'm on. There we go. What the heck? All right, how many times did I check that? Well, son of a... Now let's see if we can't pull that back on the rails. I checked that 2 or 3 times, and I could swear that it was switched right. Apparently not. So we're gonna see if we can't pull that caboose back onto the rails. I think we should be able to. It really depends on what it wants to do here. So it doesn't look like it's been disconnected. Oops, just hit my microphone. Doesn't look like it's been thoroughly disconnected from everything yet. Looks like it's just phased off of the rails. So I imagine once we get it past this switch here, it'll be fine. Kind of weird, but hey, whatever, you know. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Well, alright, we'll just keep pulling a little bit because we now have to re-rail that, so we need to be clear. That's okay. I kind of figured that something was going to happen. So I will cut real quick and, well, no, that's not going to take very long. We'll just get it re-railed here and start back down the mountain. It's not exactly how I'd planned for this, but oh well. There we go. Get that turned around the right direction. Take the brake off of it. We'll connect it up and connect up the way car again, and we'll get another good run at it. And with any luck, the rest of the switches won't switch themselves again. So let's go ahead and back up here, because we actually can't see the way car now. We know it's there. We can see the light in the window now, but we couldn't see it a second ago. Did it seriously just jump the rails again? No, but it dang well tried. Okay, so we're going to pull this back. We're going to get a good run at it. But we're going to wait until the daylight so that we can actually see what we're doing. And I will be back in a little bit. Alrighty, we are back, and I'm going to see if we can't get the I'm going to see if we can't get this train all the way into the arrivals yard, because if we can, we may end up setting up another we may set up another inbound outbound, or not. We may end up setting up a new batch of of yeah, sightings to accommodate these gravity trains, like I said earlier in the video. But we are currently rolling now. And we should be starting to pick up speed here before too long. Now I've got both of these doors open. We're going to be manning this car, or this way car and the caboose. We're going to be manning both the brakes. At least on this first leg. On the next leg, we'll be standing on top of the box cars and riding them down. Mainly because we're going to be on the wrong side of the aisle here. But you can already see we're making some pretty good time here. And I've already got all my switches set, so we should have no issues there. Of course, I've said that before too, but I think we'll be okay. Because looking at it, it does look like we've got all of our switches set. So all we got to do is bring out the locomotive when we get down to the base. I doubt that did very much, but let's see how that works. And we're just trying to slow ourselves down just a touch. Because if we are not careful, we will launch here. But if we go too slow, stay on the track, on the line here. Okay, we've still got all of our cars. I was gonna say, if we go too slow, we won't make it over that hill. If we go too fast, we'll launch over it. And we did find that out the hard way once, when we first put all this stuff in. So it's only a matter of, well, I thought we were going to need the caboose as well, but it looks like we're doing pretty good. We'll be able to bring it into a nice gentle, just a nice gentle stop up here. We're going to let it roll to just about the end of the track here. I want to make sure that everything clears so that we don't have a line blockage. Step off here real quick. Trains or the locomotives are talking to us. Okay. So the point of a gravity line, or the goal of a gravity line like this, is just to have a controlled runaway. We don't really want it going too far. We don't want it going too fast. And that was perfect. So we're going to grab, uh, well, Lucky's in line, so we'll grab him. And we'll get out there and push that train up to the next leg of the gravity line there, and we will see how fast it will go and how far. So I will be right back. Alrighty, we are back. I'm going to go ahead and I backed out of that map a little bit too soon. I'm going to go ahead and set our switch so that we can get on to the second leg of the gravity line. And we're going to go ahead and nose up to this train here, and we're not going to couple, so we're going to have to get out and uncouple as we release the brake as well on the way car. But there we go. But yeah, this next leg I really have not, I mean, I've tested it, but at the same time I don't know exactly what it's going to do. So we're finding this out at the same time. So we've got to get this up to the top of the hill. Now we don't have to get a good run at it like up at the top station, because once we get past that hill that we had to slow down for on the way in, this train will basically just take itself down the hill. And that's kind of what we're hoping to achieve. I'm also hoping to possibly get a little bit, or I'm hoping to get onto the train before it runs off. Because as much as I would like to just let this thing go and have it do its own thing, see how far it runs, I would rather have a little bit of control over it. Now right now I've got all of my switches set, but I should like to point out that what I'm doing right now is only a test to see if it will make it as far as I want it to make it. If it does, I will add in some inbound specifically for these trains. Alright, so I need to quickly get up here, because it's going to take off here real quick. It's actually going to manage to get itself over this hill, I do believe, if I'm lucky. Come on, you can do it. It's going to stop. All of that guesswork and it just stops. Of course. Makes me look like a fool after what I just said, because it's sitting on a downhill slope. Is it moving? No. It made me look like a fool. I thought it was... I thought... Now we gotta uncouple it again. But yeah, that's the hill that we were trying to get over, and I guess I just didn't get far enough over it. So we'll do that again. And you can see if we come down there too fast, it will just fly right off of that hill. Because one, it's the peak of that little hill is on a curve. And two, you got the laws of physics going with you in this game. And if it wants to, it'll just go in the direction it wants to go. So we're going to go ahead and uncouple this again. We're going to give this a little bit more of a nudge. And hopefully we can just get on and go. Yes, we are moving now. So it's going to be slow at first. Oh, that was smart. Let's see if we can't get back up there real quick. Never do that. Never walk in front of a moving locomotive. Never drive in front of a moving locomotive. Oh, come on. I know you can do it. This is a steeper hill. Yep. Made a fool of me again. All right, well. Dang it. Like I said, I have not tested this. Well, I've tested it once. I don't really know um, what to expect with it. So we're actually going to back it up now. And we're going to get a better run at it because I need time to be able to get onto it. Oh, too hard. Pull it back. Right about here. Go ahead and uncouple. Oh, come on. Thank you. Give it a little bit more of a push here. And we're going to run for it. Hopefully that was enough. I don't know. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was not, but we'll find out. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. It stopped in the same spot. Dang it. Oh, mercy. As long as it's taken to do this, I may as well have just rode it down with a locomotive. Alright, well, we'll push it from here. Go ahead and uncouple the cars here. And hopefully we've got enough time now to get onto it. Okay, so we are moving now. About dang time. Now, if I need to, and I'm hoping I won't, but if I need to, we can keep this thing moving at a comfortable enough pace. But our goal is to actually, we're going to end up doing is bypassing the brakes, or the we're going to be bypassing the stop point here, and going right into the arrivals yard. Yeah. It if it works, we won't have too much to worry about. If it does not work, we're probably going to end up blocking a line up here, but we're going to find out. Everything, all the switches are, they're all pretty close to where we need to be. So if we just let this roll at this point, it should get onto at least the bypass line. That's what we're aiming for. Now, I could have put it in one of the longer inbounds, but I was hoping to see it go into, or I was hoping to see this train go into one of the shorter inbound lines further up the bypass. And it looks like that's what it's wanting to do. But we are slowing down, obviously. Now, I've only got it set for this first... I've only got it set for the first inbound, I believe. Yeah. So, we've got one more switch to navigate. And hopefully it does not completely block the bypass. I don't think it should, but I don't know. So now that we know it's in this siding, we're going to go back here to the way car, and we're going to climb on and monitor the, if we can get on the thing, we're going to monitor where we can stop here. So we're going to let that drag us. This is far shorter than the actual siding. And would you look at that? It worked perfectly. So we have the option now of putting in some sidings that we can use for specifically the gravity line. We have that option. So I'm just gonna, we made it from the mid station all the way down to here. We could have let it keep going. So we have the option now to put in some extra sidings, and I think I would actually like to do that. It's not going to be in this episode, but I would actually like to do some of that. That way, we have a definitive point. We know how far that train will go. So we now have a definitive point where we can put sidings in this gap right here, and that could be the inbound for the gravity line. So that's just a little bit more complexity, but I think in the long run that'll be perfectly fine to have. So with that, I'm going to break right here, and I'm going to go and put the locomotives away, and I will be back with you guys in a moment. Alrighty, we are back, and got Clyde down here waiting on his train. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the Montezuma back out, and we're gonna go ahead and get this train ready to go back up the mountain. But it will be in the next episode that we take it back up the mountain. Now, like I said, these videos are going to get a little bit shorter from here on out. I'm trying to get a stockpile built up um, for the busy season of, for when I can't play these games as often. Um, I can at least still edit the videos and get them. I can't see anything. There we go. I can at least get them edited and posted to YouTube and Patreon. Um, but uh, but yeah, for you guys, this episode's going to end with me loading up um, the box cars, getting them ready to send up the mountain. But I'm gonna continue this. I'm gonna record the next episode here immediately after. So for me, there won't be any kind of break at all. Um, that said, that's gonna be pretty typical of how this is gonna play out for a while, and we'll see how things work out in the long run for how this format works. Now, I'll grant you that I don't particularly care to do the short videos like this on this game because it takes so long for everything else to get done. But we've got to do what we've got to do, and that's pretty much the gist of it. Oops, don't want to do that. There we go. So we are actually going to run around this train, and we're going to take this in two pieces because we're going to have to do it one way or the other. It's still going to be in two pieces. We can either take the way car and the caboose first, or we can take the box cars first, and we're going to take the box cars first for this go round. When the map gets a little bit busier, gets a little bit more populated, we're just going to set that up into the southbound yard, or we're going to put it back in the I think I am going to go ahead and build, and that'll probably be the next episode, this very next episode. I am going to build those sidings that we can just drop these trains in, so that when the locomotive comes back, follows it down the mountain, it can just pick up the waiting train and load it up and head on back up. Or we can get it loaded up from here and put it in that as another outbound. So that would probably work as well. I mean, it's basically 6 of one, half dozen of the other as to what we do in the long run. We're on that switch now, so I want to switch that. Stop. Whoa, mule. And we'll get rolling again in the opposite direction. But yeah. Basically, that's what you just saw is basically what I think we're going to end up doing, since there's no real reason for us to. Well, we're gonna leave the signage there, and we're gonna continue to stop on that line so that we actually have a little bit of a safety buffer between the unpowered trains and the main line, because we have to cross the main line in order to get into the yard. And like I said in a previous episode, I do not, under any circumstances, want unpowered trains on the main line. Now, the log cars right now, that's not something that we can get away from. Okay, so that's off. That's off. We're going to go ahead and uncouple here. Okay. And we're going to take these around and put them right behind Clyde. So I want to set all my switches beforehand. Make sure that's the one. Okay. See, these are so long, and I am just dyslexic enough, and my eyes are just bad enough that does not look like as many lines as there. It actually looks like there's twice as many lines, so I really can't tell that easily. So we're going to do that. We're going to come down here, and we're going to put it in that line, and we're just going to couple them up to Clyde. But yeah, I'm slowly working on a plan of procedure for this yard. And as I was saying, I do not under any circumstances want an unpowered train crossing the main line, because there's no way to warn the mainline traffic that that train is actively crossing. So the last thing that I want to do is actually cause a crash. So we're going to leave the signage up so that these trains, which are only 6 to 7 cars long anyway, in total length, I mean, we're talking the caboose and the way car would equal one box car, basically. So they're only between 6 and 8 cars long at max. They're going to be able to stop on that. Wow, we can't see anything. Okay, well, we can at least see the tracks. We want to make absolutely sure that there is no chance for any kind of problem. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call this episode here, and I will get the caboose and the way car put in line off camera. So if you guys enjoyed what you saw here today, leave a like, comment, let me know what you liked, let me know if there's something you didn't want to see, or didn't particularly care for. I'm always open to critique. I'm always open to conversation. So don't be afraid to leave comments. If you want to support the channel, you can hit the subscribe button down below, or you can head on over to Patreon. You'll see the address up there on screen somewhere, and you can support me over there as well. And for just $3 a month, you can see the unedited footage from this video and all the other videos that I post here to YouTube. Full disclosure, like I said, like I've said many times, I do not actually just play Railroads Online and um, American Truck Simulator. I have other games that I'm planning to bring on board. Um, I'm going to be bringing back the Bioshock series in a few weeks. So if you guys want to see that, be sure to subscribe, be it here or at uh, Patreon. But for now, I want to thank you guys again for joining me here today, and I will see you on the next one.